Hello everybody, this is Mr. Everything from the 1st Royal Aerospace Squadron, and this video is going to highlight two star chart maps that we use in the squadron to assist us in determining what the best course would be to get from point A to point B, and also to gather little, Galactopedia info on these different systems. Okay, now I'm going to show them both to you one at a time and let you be the judge of which one you like best. Okay, now I've got them both linked onto my 1st Royal Aerospace Squadron website. Okay, now on our website I've got this link here for star maps, and I'm going to bring up the I'm going to bring up the star map. Okay, and now this one is located at this address right here. Okay, that's starcitizen.mojoworld.com/starmap. Okay, if you go to starcitizen.mojoworld.com/starmap, you'll see this map right here, which you can zoom in and zoom out of. Okay, it's not three-dimensional, it's two-dimensional, but I'm going to tell you that that's really all you need. You can go full screen if you want, but let me show you the legend and the other options. You can actually change like the way it looks. If you like it white, you like it dark, you like it black, you want stars in the background, that's cool. If you notice the grid is circular, or you can turn that off, and then there is no circular grid. You can turn the territories off, on, I don't know if you can. Okay, the crime status, okay, you can turn that on, and there you go. You get your highlighted areas that have a lot of crime status. And the crime statuses are color coded. I guess you can turn territories off. There you go. For some reason it wasn't turning off for me. But I want to know where the territories are. Circular grid's cool, but you don't need it. And then you can actually download these maps on PDF or PNG if you want to use them in your videos, or if you want to share them. That way you don't have to take a screenshot. You can even you can also get a wallpaper that you can put on your desktop. All very cool options. Okay, now let's go to the legend. The way they've got this set up, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can there you go, so you can see what I'm talking about. Each of the systems have information that you can easily identify just by looking at the colors and the symbols on the picture without actually having to dig deep and find out what they are. The only systems that have basically pop-up comments like this are the ones with the Saturn ring. It was what it looks like to me, because I can point at some of these other systems. There's no pop-up. But if you go to a system with the Saturn's ring, like that, it'll pop up with text. Okay, and then the crime status is the little orbiting moon right there, and depending on how dark it is, will determine how much crime. Like this, it has crime, but very little. This has crime, but quite a bit. That's right, and if there's no color to the system, like 26 down here, then that's considered an undiscovered system. These lines are the jump lines, they're the jump points. Like Davian would have a jump that would lead to Farron, and then Farron would have one that leads to Idris, and down the line like that. That's how you would travel, right? Okay, and we'll get into the planner in just a minute. It has a system name, of course. And then it also has this, the Saturn ring is colored to give it a strategic value. What those colors mean and what those values are, I'm not exactly sure, because it says strategic value, and then it just, the only one that's white is Navy, that's Killian. It's got white, and I would think Terra would have it white, but it doesn't. But there's no information for Terra, so it doesn't have a ring. So this is like a very incomplete map. Okay, continuing on, we have the flight planner, right? So you can select a starting location, right? Let's say I'm going to go from Davian. Davian, the system center. Okay, and then I'm going to travel to, let's say, Goss, right? Wait, where am I at? Goss, System Center, because I'm going to land on, the System Center. But I want to know what the fastest route is, so I click it. Come over here to it's okay, or I prefer UEE, but all these other ones are okay. High crime is prefer not. Okay, sure. And then what I do is I hit calculate, and it shows me a flight path. How am I going to get there? That's pretty cool. And it tells me my flight time, how long it's going to take me to fly. Well, how does it know how fast I travel? Because it doesn't know what kind of engines I have. And then the distance, it just tells me how many light years. You know what? Light years are not relative to me because you're traveling via jump points. So now it says I've got 9 waypoints. Those waypoints, there might be other instances between traveling from one jump point to the next jump point. Like, let's say I'm traveling through Cathart. There might be 3 points in there, like the jump point, the planet, the jump point. And then I go to Nexus. I got the jump point, the planet, the jump point. Magnus, the jump point, the planet, the jump point. So it's basically telling me I've got 9 waypoints before I get to Goss. I mean, I don't understand that exactly. It's not fully explained. But I think it's pretty cool. We'll go down to commodities. It shows you all the different planets that have these different commodities and where they are. So if you are shopping for a specific thing, like let's say you need heavy metals, you can click on that and it'll show you where you can go to get them. And if the arrow is pointing out, it's basically saying that they ship those. I guess they don't buy them. But if you find an arrow pointing in, I don't even know if they're like this one. Mechanical goods, if you look at Ellis in the middle, it's got an arrow pointing in. I guess they're buying mechanical goods. Pleasure bots. Okay, who else? And whatever. You scroll all the way, and then you name it. That means, I guess, Tyrole's buying everything, right? Okay. And that's the commodities. And then you can go down to systems. And if you need to find out where a specific system is, like let's say you don't know where Croshaw is, you click it and it tells you where it is. Okay, my flight planner, I don't know, can I reset that? Is there a way to reset it? Okay, so just by putting the 2 of the same, it reset it. Okay, system. So yeah, if you want to pick a planet, you can pick it and it'll tell you exactly where it's located. Finally, when you've got your map, oh wait, I've zoomed in too far. Okay, when you got your map here, you can hover your mouse over a certain world. Just use Goss as an example. You hover over it and it gives you like a text explanation of what is at that system, what's in that system. And you can get that done for like a lot of different systems. So if you're curious, you can go to these different. Now, as soon as more information becomes available, I'm sure that starcitizen.mojoworld.com/starmap will be updated, hopefully. Okay, now let's show you the second one. And this is a really cool one. I thought it was pretty sexy. It's 3-dimensional. Okay, so you can pan it and tilt it. You can zoom out, zoom in. How far can you zoom in? Well, that's about as far as you can zoom in. There's Sol, and that's as far as I can zoom in. And now you can click on Sol. I'm going to click it. And then it gives you some text over here on the left about Sol. Right? I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so can I unclick it? How do I unclick it? How about shift click? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so now shift is route mode. That's for me to select a place for me to go. Let's say I want to go to this world here. I click it, and it kind of gives me a squiggly purple line that shows me the route. It also tells me what systems I have to go through to get there. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to tell you, there's no reason why, in my opinion, there is no reason other than just the sheer cool factor for it to be three-dimensional. It all could be laying flat. There is no reason for it to be three-dimensional. Sometimes the three-dimensional aspect of it might be a little confusing, or take away from the fact that you're just trying to see a map. If there were planets stacked on top of each other, then three-dimensional would be important. But since there are none that are stacked on top of each other, then 3 dimensions is not that important. This can be panned and tilted all the way around. You can use your arrow keys to move the map from left and right, up and down. This is also inverted. And most of these systems are incomplete. Remember, this is still work in progress, and the place you can find these are leeft.eu/Star Citizen. So leeft.eu/Star Citizen. That's where you would find this map. When this map is finished, I think it'll be sexier. It'll look better. It already looks a lot cleaner, but is it going to have the same kind of functionalities or advantages that a less sexy looking map would have? You know what I'm saying? So you just have to kind of judge for yourself. So let's take a look at the Davian system. There's the Davian system. You notice it doesn't give you a whole lot of information on the Davian system. Let's go to... Wait a second. Yeah, see, Sol has all this information. But look at Planet 0. That's incorrect. And you go to Gauss. No planets. Yeah, I just think that he the whoever's working on this, and I unfortunately I didn't look up his name, hasn't fully typed everything out. I think he's gradually working on it. He's probably more concerned about the programming aspect of it than filling in the details. But he still has like a year and a half, 2 years before he gets this thing up and running. This is not probably a priority of his. It's just something cool that he's working on. But we're gonna keep our eyes on it and take a look and see if it's actually something we can use in the future. He might add more functionality to it in the future, and maybe he won't. Maybe he will. Let's keep our eyes open. And so I wanted to compare them. To me, right now, the Mojo World map is more useful. We're not really even playing the game, right? The game's not even out yet. So neither one of these maps are truly useful because you can't actually travel from point A to point B. You're not really doing any mercantile trading and stuff like that. But this allows organizations and players to kind of plan ahead to see, like, and just gives us something to wet our whistle until the game actually comes out. When they talk about a little bit of history, some of the fiction, and you're reading and you want to see where they're talking about this happening, you can go to one of these maps and you can kind of see. You can learn where the Vandal are at, where the Banu are at, and where the Xian are located, and then they got the UEE located in here, and a little bit of lawless areas, I believe, are the purple areas. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Okay? All right, well, this was Mr. Everything, and I was coming at you with these 2 star maps to kind of get you interested in maybe taking a look at both of these. Let these guys know that they're doing a good job.